Welcome back. Come along as we take a look inside RE-NAA, Norway's only 2 Michelin star restaurant. You'll need to make a reservation before coming, and you might need to be ready to dish out some cash. This will set you back 3,600 NOK a plate and 2,500 NOK for wine tasting. Is it worth it? Well, let's take a look and see. Hi, welcome back to my channel, Heather Abroad. I had no idea I'd be eating so many different kinds of food once moving to Norway, but we've done it again. We've tried another Michelin star restaurant. This restaurant, RE-NAA, has 2 Michelin stars. It's the most expensive restaurant I've ever eaten at, but it was really nice. I can't say that I would do it again, but I'd love to show you what it's like to eat at a 2 Michelin star restaurant here in Norway. So we started our evening with some appetizers. These are all picked beforehand. It's a set menu and you just get what they serve you. So first was buckling, which is lightly salted herring. It was quite delicious, and it was followed by brown crab. We were instructed to eat both of these in one bite to get the full flavor combo. Next was turnips, topped with something I'm not sure of. As again, I'm no food critic, but I do enjoy eating good food. As I've said before, food is always more fun with friends.
Okay, good.
It was fun trying different things with our friends and seeing which ones we all liked best. The last of our appetizers we had was tartare of reindeer. I can say reindeer is one thing I did not enjoy in Alaska, but since being here in Norway, I have learned that reindeer can taste quite tasty. We moved on to sea urchin from Finnøy, and this is one thing I thought I would never eat. It has never been something I desired to eat. It doesn't look appetizing to me, but here I am paying for it, so I must try it. You know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I would like to say I would never eat it again, but never say never. Next, we have a bed of mollusk, which was oyster, carpet clam, blue mussel, and mahogany clam. I will say I enjoyed the mussel and mahogany clam the best, but my dad would be proud of me for at least trying oysters. This is definitely something that if you're not used to eating, the texture can be quite interesting, but I'm not sure what the reaction was for. Maybe it was salty or just weird. I don't know. I hope to never have to do it again. The neat thing about this restaurant is you can see into the kitchen while you await your next tasting. I'm not sure if it's good etiquette, but they do allow you to walk over and see the prep and ask questions. They were quite friendly and willing to discuss as they were cooking, which I found to be very nice. I like that they let you enjoy the process of seeing what it really takes to create Michelin star fine dining. Another thing they may recommend is the wine tasting. The nice thing about this restaurant is they have what they call a half tasting, so you don't have to consume as much wine or you don't feel like you're wasting any by not drinking it all. Also, while enjoying these dining experiences, I enjoy watching the art of how well organized they are. In their service, in their tableside manner, everything about the experience is lovely. You really feel like royalty. So moving on to our next dish, we had yellow tail hamachi. This was served with a type of broth. I cannot remember what it was, but it was delicious. Enjoying a little food prep while we await our next tasting. Now, this next wine tasting came from a Norwegian-sized bottle, if you know what I mean. And you Norwegians, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I kid. But it was served with squid, which they took quite the time to masterfully carve this squid into what to me looks like a flower.
You have a cream of salted and grilled lemons. You have a bit of squid butter around and a bit of pimenta espelette and sourdough crumb.
Again, squid. I did not realize I was going to be eating so much seafood, but it turned out to be prepared exceptionally well. I can say that I actually enjoyed it. So if you're catching on, there is a lot of seafood served here at RE-NAA, but we do live in Norway and right on the coast, so this makes an exceptional choice of restaurant for any seafood lovers. So we move on to our next entree, which is grilled scallop. This too was divine.
This is absolutely the best scallop I've ever had. Oh my god, that's so good.
Next, we have lobster and dumplings served with some Norwegian bread. This was fabulous. We were encouraged to use our bread to soak up the leftover broth from the lobster. It was delicious.
Beef for the sea.
Next, we were served monkfish. I must say, this might have been my least favorite dish, next to the mushrooms I'm about to try, which is probably the first time I've willingly eaten mushrooms in my entire life, and maybe the oysters, which aren't my favorite either, but this one definitely didn't hit the palate right. Our last savory tasting before dessert was grilled reindeer. I did not realize reindeer could taste so good. This is definitely the ideal way to prepare it. I also think it has a lot to do with the cut of meat from the reindeer. But what do I know? And here comes the mushroom and moose tongue side dish. This was by far the most interesting dish that we tried this evening, and it was memorable to say the least. And even though I wasn't a fan of mushrooms, those sticky milk buns were to die for. So if you have any room left after all of the savory tastings, it's time to move on to desserts. The first one we had was apple with a sugar crisp on top, and the second one was koji, which is a Japanese dish with a pine cone honeycomb crisp. And lastly, they come around with the dessert cart, which is always a way to my heart. So we walked out paying just over 9,000 NOK. I won't make a habit of doing that, but it was nice to have the experience and to taste some delicious food. Have you ever eaten at a Michelin Star restaurant? Or would you? Let me know what you think, like and comment below, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.